Hello again. In the last video you just watched, we talked about some subtraction strategies to help you subtract. And we talked about counting backwards to help us subtract. Well, that skill is kind of hard for some kids. It's even hard for me. I'm not a big fan of counting backwards. It's just kind of hard. So I'm going to teach a different strategy in case you'd like to try it instead. Alright, so the strategy we're going to do today is we're going to count up from the little number to help us subtract. So like 11 take away 5. The little number is the 5, and this is how we're going to do it. I'm just going to count up from the little number to the big number, and I'm going to see how many numbers it took or it takes. And I'm going to draw dots to do that. You could also use your fingers. Just hold up one finger for every number you say. And this is how it works. 11 take away 5. The little number is 5, so I'm going to say 5, and I'm going to keep counting until I get to 11 and stop. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many numbers did it take? Exactly. I drew 6 dots, or you may have held up 6 fingers if you were doing it on your fingers. And that shows you what the answer is. I know that when we stopped counting, we went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot of kids think, oh, well, 11's the answer. No, the answer will be shown to you by how many fingers that you are holding up or how many dots that you drew. So on this one, 11 take away 5 is 6, because that's how many numbers was in between it, or the difference. That's kind of what subtraction is. You're trying to find the difference. So the difference between those two numbers is 6. That's how many numbers are in between. And that's just called the counted up strategy when we subtract. We're going to practice it on a few more just to get some extra practice with this, because I think you're going to like this way once you get used to it. Because again, counting back can be pretty hard for some kids. It's even hard for adults. This way is a little bit easier. So let's practice. 9 take away 3. If we're going to count up, we find the little number and we're going to count until we get to 9 and just see how many it took. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it took 6. And remember, you can hold your fingers up to do those too. You don't have to draw the dots. I usually hold my fingers up. Alright, 14 take away 7. We're going to start at the little number, count till we get to the big number, and see how many it took. 7. If you notice, I don't start counting at 7. 7 is just where I start. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, it took 7. Very good. Alright, what about 11 take away 6? Yep, we start at 6. We're going to count until we get to 11 and see how many it took. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh yeah, it took 5. And then we have 8 take away 3. And we're just going to start at 3 and count up until we get to the 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it took 5 too. Is that way maybe a little bit easier for you, the counting up? Sometimes kids like it a lot better. Once you get used to it, it really is probably faster and easier than counting backwards, especially if you have large ones like this 14 take away 7. It's a little bit harder if we were trying to count backwards from 14 and go back 7. Sometimes that can get tricky. So I like the counted up strategy. I think that would be a great strategy to practice. Speaking of practice, if you remember when we practiced this factmonster.com. We went to the site on the internet and we practiced our addition facts, trying to get faster and better at them. Well, I want you to try to do the same thing for your subtraction facts. Because remember, our goal, or what we want, by the end of 2nd grade, we should be able to know all of these addition and subtraction facts, these real simple ones. You should know them without having to count them up or do any strategy. You're hopefully just remembering them. Like if I say, oops, sorry, I'm going to get rid of that. If I say 11 take away 6, you just know what it is. Or if I say 3 plus 7. You just know what it is. That's our goal by the end of second grade. And a way that we can get faster with that is if we practice them. So I'm just going to show you again how the Fact Monster site works. You just type in www.factmonster.com. Up here, if you have a bar like this, you just type it in there. You can go to Google and type in factmonster.com and it should bring it right up. Mine's loaded. There you go. Remember, when it comes up, there are probably lots of other things that you can do on this site if you get some extra time. But what I would like you to try to do is, remember, you're going to the flashcards. You click on it. And this time, let's practice some subtraction. So I want you to click where it says subtraction. And I want you to try level 1 and 2. So like if you can do level 1 and you can get more than 50, if your points are more than 50, you can probably try level 2. But don't go any farther than level 1 or level 2 because it gets really hard there and we're not ready. I'll just remember to show you what it looks like. It gives you 2 minutes to see how many you can do. And remember, we're trying to get 50 or more. If you could get 70, I'd be really impressed. You just type in your answer and you push enter. And you can see how fast I'm able to go. I'm not even having to count these up. Of course, these are very simple, aren't they? They're getting a little harder now. I don't even need to count them up because I just know them. I've practiced them so many times over the years that I know the answer. And I'd probably be able to get a pretty good score on this. I'm going to stop now, though. That's what we're looking for you guys to do. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. Oops, wrong thing again. Come on, there we go. So that is your goal for today. You're going to go on Fact Monster and you're going to spend a little bit of time practicing those math facts. All right, guys, good luck, and I hope you are doing good with these strategies we're learning.